But y'all let me know what you think. But I found this very same exact thing with last year's I-258. So I'm wondering, is it me? Are they getting too dry? Or is this an I-258 thing? But y'all, I'm gonna let these soak for about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll get back to you. Hey everybody, this is Danny with MyFigStix. Y'all, you can probably see I've got trees scattered everywhere. I'm having some work done in the backyard. We'll talk about that later, but I'm having to get all my trees moved out of the way. Got most of them done. I'm down to one. And so y'all can probably see, this is where normally you see all of my trees, right back here, right along this fence line. They're all over there where we started, except for one. Y'all, I've got to get this tree moved. This is an I-258. I've got these air layers on it. They've been on there for 2 months. So they've got to come off, but I wanted to talk about them for a minute because I want to ask you a question. So let's take a look at the air layers. I want to kind of compare these air layers to some of my other air layers. So let's take a look at those, and then I'm going to ask you a question, and then we're going to get these off and up potted into 4x9 tree pots. These are some air layers that I set just 3 weeks ago. Okay, so the I-258, it's been 2 months. These are air layers that I set just 3 weeks ago. So this is an LSU purple. Y'all, look at the roots on this guy. I mean, just fantastic roots. Let's see if this one, look at the roots. So let's take a look over, this is just a brown turkey, but take a look at the roots. Look at the roots. I mean, they're big and they're bold and they're white. I can't get to that one. Let's see. Yep, that one too. So you can see how robust the roots are. Let's see. There's another one down here. This is the LSU Gold. But look at the roots. Look at that. I mean, 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks. So I just want to talk about the comparison between these in 3 weeks and what you're about to see on the I-258 after 2 months. This is my I-258, and as you can see, this tree is growing bonkers. I've pinched it. I've pinched what came out of the pinched, and now I've pinched the pinched. Something like that. But this tree is growing fantastic. Just so you know, this is how crazy this tree is. You see this? This is where this tree was at the beginning of spring. That's it. That's all it was. All of this is new this year. I did keep this tree. I did the figgy shuffle with it, right? So it was coming in and out of the garage to make sure it got a jump start. But that's how much this tree, how vigorous this tree is growing. It's absolutely insane. But what I want to talk about are these air layers. Y'all, I set these air layers 2 months ago. Can you even see the roots? They're brown, they're light, they're thin. Let's see, this one up here, you can see how light and thin they are. All of them are like that. These you can see a little bit better. But I did remove one of the air layers because I just wanted to see what was going on with these roots. And it was full of roots. They're just tiny, thin, little brown roots. So I'm going to go ahead and get these off today. And I guess my question is, does anybody else seeing this with an I-258? I've heard that I-258, I've heard that Smith is very hard to root. So I guess my question to all of you is, do you see similar results with I-258? Now, the one that I took it almost 2 weeks ago, and it's doing great. It's doing perfectly fine in a 4x9 pot. It's even putting on new growth. So let's get these removed, and we'll talk about kind of the process. I learned a little bit from Figgy Ed. Y'all, if you're not watching Figgy Ed, you should be. I am pretty positive all of you are, but if you're not, go check out Figgy Ed. He has some great videos on how to handle air layers from start to finish, right? But we're going to use a couple of his techniques with these air layers. So let's go ahead and get to cutting these off. This should be pretty straightforward. I don't want to take too much time. So what I'm going to do, at least for y'all, I'm going to take 2 of these and we're going to talk about potting them up. But something that it really just kind of dawned on me as I was getting my stuff ready and making sure I had soil mixed. Y'all, look at this one. Look how big that air layer is. I don't think I'm going to put that in a 4x9. I think I'm going to go in a 3-gallon pot. And the same goes for this one back here. I mean, they're so big. If you look at them, I had to brace them. I've got these braced because I was afraid that the air layer bag was going to knock them off. And so let's go ahead and get I'm going to go with this one that's, kind of sticking out right here. We're going to try to get it done first, and we'll take it over to the table and get it potted up. I want to look at those roots. I want us to talk about these roots and why an I-258 just seems not to root like the others. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to untie this tomato tape. No, I'm not. That's going to be horrible. So I'm just going to try to cut this tape off. And I don't know what's about to happen when I do. So it looks like it's going to be okay. That tape feels like it's melted to this steak right there. It goes. Okay, I think it was a little bit melted. Whoa, yeah. So definitely glad that I had this braced. I don't know if you saw how far that dropped, but let's go ahead and get this cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come as close to the bag as I can. Let me get this out of the way. We don't need that anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it as close to this bag as I possibly can. I'm going to hold on to this and we'll just, in fact, no, wait. Let me do this first. Let me come around. Hopefully y'all can see all this. But I definitely want to get these leaves and everything off. I don't want all of this. Well, that one just fell off. I don't want all of this on this air layer. We're only going to leave the top couple of branches. I'm probably going to go ahead and remove all of these figs, which hurts my feelings, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to try to leave these 3, but I'm also going to cut them in half. And we've talked about this before. What this is going to do, it's going to really help the tree not concentrate so much on green growth, leaf growth, but concentrate on setting those roots in its new home. So got this all trimmed up. Let's go ahead and get these figs off of here. Again, it does kind of hurt my feelings, but they're not going to help us any in our quest here. I'm going to leave these 2. Well, there's actually 3. There's a little bitty one. We'll leave those and see what happens. But okay, so now let's get this air layer off. Now let's cut this off. So again, I'm going to come as close to this as I can get. And I'm just going to lay this one on the ground because I'm going to remove the other one as well. So there we go. So there's that one. Hopefully y'all can see. I mean, this one's got, you can see tons of roots. They're just little brown roots. So there's one, and then I lay that down, and then the same thing on this one. I'm going to cut this as close to the tree as I can, and ooh, I got that bag in there tight. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I got in there. So there we go. And the same thing. I mean, it's got lots and lots of roots. So we're really hoping that these roots are going to hold the root ball together. Okay, so let's get these bags off of here and take a look at what we have for roots. And yes, I know my table is over in the garden now. It's temporary, but let's get these zip ties off. So just using some wire nippers for that. And then we'll get the bag off and we'll have a look-see at what we're dealing with. And this is the question again. I just don't really understand why the I-258 is like this. If you remember last year when I air layered the top of that tree out, was the same way. It took months. And I still, when I removed the air layer, I wasn't sure that it was going to make it. Now it did. It made it, and it made it very well. That's the I-258 that I had inside of my grow tent all winter. But I'm just curious. I'm just curious what all of you think. I'm going to try not to cut any roots here. I'm going to get this bag going. And then hopefully it'll just peel right off. And the real hope is everything holds together. So, all right. So, I mean, it's just loaded with roots. Let me help it out over here. I don't see a lot of roots up here at the top. So let's take this. There we go. All right, hopefully that'll tear. Yeah, okay, so that's just gonna let it come off. But look, I mean, it's holding, there's enough roots that it's holding the root ball together. So, I mean, hopefully y'all can see that. I don't know if y'all can see it. They're so dark and brown. And again, I've already taken one of these and it looked just like this. And it's doing great. It's already putting on growth, and it's only been a couple weeks since I up-potted it. But so that's what the root ball looks like. Now let's talk about what we're doing here. This is what I got from Figgy Ed. I think he calls it the bath of love. And so what is in here? This is it's just a gallon of water. It's got a little bit of liquid silica. It's got some azos. It's got all of the Fox Farm fertilizer products. It's got fish fertilizer. All of that's in here. And we're just going to let this guy soak. And I'm going to let him soak for, I think Figgy Ed said he does it for like an hour. I'm not going to do that. I'm too impatient. But I am going to make sure that it gets soaked through. This is exactly what I did on the other I-258. And it's doing great. This is actually what I've been doing with all of these since I started removing air layers. When I did the Olympian, I completely forgot about this step, but I did want to point it out in this one. This is the Figgy Ed Bath of Love, but we're going to let this one soak. I'm going to go ahead and get this one removed as well. The roots on it look exactly the same. So I'm going to get it in the bath of love as well. We're going to let them soak for 20 or 30 minutes really fast. I mean, you can see the roots on this larger one here, the exact same thing. They're holding everything together. It does have a little bit of white roots there. So are they getting too dry? I mean, I've been injecting water into them. Well, it's gotten to where it's been every 3 or 4 days. They've been sucking the water up, or they've been drying out, whatever might be the case. But y'all let me know what you think. But I found this very same exact thing with last year's I-258. So I'm wondering, is it me? Are they getting too dry? Or is this an I-258 thing? But y'all, I'm going to let these soak for about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so these have been soaking now for actually about 25 minutes. And so I want to go ahead and get them potted up. And so for this one, the smaller of the two, I'm just going to use a 4x9. Okay, so stay. Let me get this one out of the way. Just stay. Okay, so look, I mean, even all wet and soaked, those roots are holding the root ball together. So I don't think I have a real problem with roots. Let's see if it'll fit in here. Oh, it does. Fits perfectly. I need to add a little bit of soil. I don't think much. Let's see how that looks. All right, and so what you can see, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to take just this little tip off. Kind of what I had to do on the last one too. Look, I mean, look at the roots. The roots just look really good. They're just not the bright white roots that we're used to seeing. But can you see that? I mean, they look fine to me. But I just took the corner off because that's going to help me fit this in the 4x9 a little better. I think that's perfect. One more test run. Yep. Okay, so now I'm just going to backfill, y'all. We all know how this works. And then I'm going to water these in as well. But let me get this one backfilled. We'll do the tap, tap, tap. David, Fig and Faux Fun. There we go. We're just going to knock that down in there, and then we're going to water this in. I'll water it in with probably this water, to be honest with you. When I'm done with all of these, I definitely want to water them in really well. Now this other one, this bigger one, because it is so tall, I'm going to use a pot. And so, but let's look at these roots. I mean, the same exact thing. These roots look really good. I'm hoping that this little Figgy Ed bath of love really helps kickstart them. Oh man, I think I got that perfect. All right, so I'm going to try to get him as straight as I can. He's, because of the way he was positioned on the tree, he's kind of curving up, was reaching for the sun. But I think I got that just like I want it. Now I'll just backfill this guy. And that's that. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and finish all of the rest of these off camera. But y'all, I do want to point out, or ask the question, I should say, do y'all have the same issues with I-258, whether it be air layers, whether it be cuttings? Are they just stubborn? Is the I-258 just a stubborn tree to root? I don't know. These are the first ones. I mean, I say that I air layered the top of my tree off last year, and it did the same thing. It took, I think it was like 8 weeks again. It was 2 months, maybe a little bit longer, and I actually removed it because I was running out of time. It was beginning to get cooler and cooler. The days were getting shorter and shorter. That tree did great. It did perfectly fine. The other air layer that I've taken off of this one earlier a couple weeks ago, it's doing great. Maybe the roots are just supposed to look like this, but y'all, that's my I-258. I'm going to get to the rest of these. Y'all drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about the I-258. How does it root? How does it air layer? Are y'all seeing these same issues? Also, anything that y'all hear me talk about, whether it be the Alaska Fish Fertilizer, the Fox Farms products, the Great White, all of those things, I do leave those links in the description. Yes, I am affiliated with Amazon. I make pennies and you pay no more for it. I just try to keep them there to keep them organized for all of you so that you can get to them quicker if it's something that you're interested in. But y'all, we'll check back with these. Again, I'll get the rest of these. We're going to keep checking back on these the next month or so and see just how they do, how well do they fare. These are going to go in the garage. I'm not going to put them in the sun and bake them in this East Texas heat. They're going to go in the garage and I'll take care of them there, but we'll check back with them. As always, y'all, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Come on, baby. Get right in between there. Oh, I hate going on the side of this hill. Big rust. This tree is huge. Yeah. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Just a little bit further. Almost there, sweetheart. Almost there. Oh, gosh. This is so work. All right. And we made it. Snug as a bug in a rug. And that's that.